Uncle Philip, where are you? Un peu de silence, s'il vous plaît. Un peu de silence, s'il vous plaît. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Uncle Philip. I won't be long, I promise. If you all just give me the chance to start. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we gather to celebrate Philippe Guibert's 60th birthday. For those of you who don't know me, and I'm sure most of you do, I am Louis Guibert, and I am Philip's oldest nephew. Thank you all for being here this evening. You are all here tonight because you mean a whole lot to Philip. And by you being here tonight, I know that he is very blessed. He is very appreciative and grateful. Are you all having a good time so far? You guys like my bow tie? No, just kidding. No. I'd like to take this time to thank Impression Band for being here tonight and playing for us. Can we get a big round of applause for the band? Thank you, gentlemen, thank you. If you all could please be quiet for a few more minutes. I also would like to take this time to thank Mireille's Restaurant, Mireille Laguerre, and her staff for making tonight possible. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Nadia for organizing this beautiful party. Thank you, Nadia. So, 60 years ago, in 1955, please, Dwight Eisenhower was the President of the United States, and Richard Nixon was his Vice President. The average cost of a new home was $11,000 in 1955. The cost of a gallon of gas was 25 cents. The first McDonald's was opened in Illinois. Paul Eugène Magloire was president of Haiti, and the Haiti population was 3.5 million. And exactly today, 60 years ago, on this very day, Uncle Philip was born at 2 a.m. So, where is Uncle Philip? I can't see you. I bet you thought this day would never come, but it sure did. You have lost your 50s, and I certainly hope you'll be able to move towards acceptance before you hit your 70s. Just a few more years until senior citizen discounts will pay for half of all your expenses. But don't worry, because becoming a senior citizen isn't about what you can no longer do. There's plenty of cool new things you can do that young people can't, such as driving very slowly, paying less for the subway, and of course, collecting Social Security. And now that you're 60, get ready to be stalked by the AARP. You know you're 60 when you get carded again by cashiers who want to see your senior card to make sure you're old enough to qualify for the discount. The 20-year-old clerk at the DMV thinks you're joking when you ask to renew your license. And you used to make fun of the adult diaper commercials, and now you're clipping coupons for them, just in case. But in all seriousness, Uncle Philip, 60 is a beautiful age. Many people don't get to see the age of 60. But I'm grateful that our amazing God has blessed you to see another year. At 60, you've definitely been around the block a few times, let alone the entire neighborhood. But you look damn good doing it. May your turning the milestone age of 60 be as sensational, awesome, and fascinating as you are. You just got a whole decade more distinguished than a 50-year-old. 60 is a great number. It's the number of years you've blessed this world and your family with your presence, kindness, sense of humor, and love. You're turning into an undeniable classic that can't be matched. Your 60 years of vintage goodness, all rolled up in one amazing person. Tonight, we honor the one and only Philippe Guibert. Those who love him and celebrate with him tonight know him by the many titles he's held. Husband, father, brother, cousin, friend, uncle, or as he's often known by many as people. I, as one of his nephews, know him as uncle, a mentor, a friend, but above all, a father. Tonight, he's one of the luckiest men to have his beautiful daughters and grandchildren from Texas, his cousins from Canada, and brother from Chicago here with him to celebrate this milestone birthday. He's one of the funniest people I know, and even though I don't see him often, and we only live 5 minutes away, I take pleasure in spending time with him. I mean, what 20-something-year-old would want to spend time with their 60-year-old uncle? It's always puzzled me as to how Uncle Philip is so jovial and charismatic and has the best sense of humor at all times. His spirit of resilience and good humor would see Philip through more pain and tragedy than most of us will ever know. He lost his father by the age of 14, left the country that he loved way before he had planned, suffered the loss of his mother, later on his older brother, went to a military war and survived. He buried a nephew. He said goodbye to his beloved Tante Lucienne just 3 years ago and suffered personal failings and setbacks. It's a string of events that would have broken a lesser man. And it would have been easy for Philip to let himself become bitter and hardened, to surrender to self-pity and regret. No one would have blamed him for that. But that is not Philippe Guibert. He is the funny guy who, despite his many trials and tribulations, still finds joy and laughter, and certainly can entertain everyone for hours. He's full of life and enjoys every minute of it with no hang-ups or negativity, because he's well aware how life can sometimes be unfair. Uncle Philip became the oldest after my father died, and thus making him the patriarch of the Guibert family. He is the father who looks not only after his 3 children, but also for me and my brother Mao as well. People have said when I was younger, I resembled you a whole lot. Now they say I walk and dance just like you. Well, I take that as a great compliment, because you sure can dance your behind off and party every weekend like it's 1999. I pray God I get to reach 60 and be as poised and charming as you are. I am glad that I got to spend time with you while you were in your 40s and 50s, and I'm looking forward to spending even more time with you this next decade. May God continue to bless you and watch over you. Happy birthday, Uncle Philip. I love you.